In Pallet Town where dreams ignite, a young boy rises ready to fight. With courage bright and heart so bold, a tale of adventure begins to unfold. Destined to be a Pokémon Master, each step propels him stronger and faster. With a heart of fire like an ember, Ash Ketchum, a name to remember. But first he needs to work on his sleeping schedule, as Ash is now late for the most important day of his life. Today is the day all aspiring Pokemon trainers have been dreaming of since they were little. Today is the day when Ash is scheduled to receive his starter Pokemon, not his first partner Pokemon. The Pokemon that will be his partner until the end of time. Ash arrives at Professor Oak's lab in his pajamas, panting and desperate for a Pokemon. Just as he enters, his childhood friend Gary snarkily teases him, saying that he's got the best Pokemon in his Pokeball. And with Gary's cheering squad stroking his ego, it only makes Ash feel even more inferior. But when Ash walks in, he's disappointed to find that all the starter Pokemon have already been taken by other trainers who came early. There is one more Pokemon though, but this Pokemon is said to be stubborn and difficult to control. Out comes Pikachu, a snobbish, aloof Pokemon who hates to come back to its Pokeball. They say beggars can't be choosers, so Ash Ketchum accepts Pikachu despite knowing that it's a challenging Pokemon to train. Oh yeah, this Pokemon also lets off a few shocks here and there. Pallet Town is such a tightly knit town that when Ash, Gary, and two other kids begin their journey, a bunch of people from the neighborhood are there, cheering to support them. And now, Ash Ketchum's journey towards becoming a Pokemon Master begins. Ash and Pikachu start traveling past the outskirts of Pallet Town. However, their relationship starts off pretty rough. They never get along and they'd often mock each other. They probably even low-key hated each other at this point, but they were still partners. One day, Ash accidentally angers a Spearow, causing him to be violently chased by its flock. Ash tries his best to protect Pikachu, and when they're backed into a corner, the two jump into Torrential River. Good thing this sweet, innocent girl fishes them out of the water, saving them from drowning. Turns out this girl is also tough and strong-willed, as she scolds Ash and insists that he take his weakened Pikachu to the nearest Pokemon Center. Seeing that the flock of Spearow are still on their tail, Ash borrows the girl's bike and rushes to the Pokemon Center. Unfortunately for them, Ash stumbles from his bicycle, no longer having any hope of escape. As he tries to use his body to cover Pikachu from the Spearow, the yellow mouse bravely steps up and unleashes a powerful attack against the flock. Soon after, the sky is clear and Ash and Pikachu awaken from their unconsciousness. This near-death experience only bonds these two, and one could say that this is the moment when their friendship has truly sparked. Get it? Sparked? Suddenly, Ash and Pikachu see a bright golden Pokemon soaring in the sky, heading towards a rainbow, but the Pokédex can't seem to identify it. The Pokemon world is full of mysteries, and Ash can't wait to travel across regions and meet new people and Pokemon alike. Ash and Pikachu soon arrive at the Pokemon Center of Veridian City, where Nurse Joy instantly treats their injuries. Surprisingly, the girl whose bike Ash borrowed is also there. Her name is Misty, and she's here infuriated to let Ash pay for her bike's electrocution, courtesy of Pikachu. Ash promises to pay her back, but then an alarm rings to the Pokemon Center. A group of intruders who call themselves Team Rocket, consisting of Jesse, James, and a talking Meowth, are trying to steal the center's Pokemon. But thanks to Ash and Misty's bike, they're able to come up with an unconventional way to charge Pikachu and blast Team Rocket off. It is here when Team Rocket vows to capture Ash's Pikachu, who they conclude to be extremely special. Ash then continues his journey into Veridian Forest as Misty decides to follow him until his bike debt is settled. Here he manages to make his first catch, a Caterpie. It's not the strongest battler, but hey, at least it's nice and cute, but not by Misty standards. Ash is on a roll as he also catches another Pokemon here, a Pidgeotto, which will later prove to be a reliable flyer, scout, and popper of Team Rocket's balloons. Lots of things happen in Veridian Forest. Caterpie quickly evolves into Metapod, and soon after Ash encounters Samurai, who challenges him to a battle. Here our eyes feast on the greatest battle of all time, Metapod versus Metapod.
Metapod, harden like his. Maximum hardness, Metapod.
No one really wins the battle, so they promise to battle each other again one day. And after a perilous encounter with a storm of Beedrill, Metapod evolves into the majestic Butterfree. Ash and Misty then make their way to Pewter City, where Ash learns about the Pokémon League Championships, a regional competition where only trainers who can enter are those who defeat 8 Pokémon gyms and are awarded by their respective gym badges as proof of victory. Without any hesitation, Ash signs up. He begins his crusade for gym badges with a Pewter Gym. The gym leader is Brock, a rock-hard trainer who specializes in rock types. After almost getting crushed by the gym arena, Ash sends out his cute little Pikachu against the enormous Onix. Despite being successful in his previous battles, Ash stands no chance against a Pokemon League certified gym leader, and so he forfeits the battle. Ash promises to train even harder and come back stronger. Coincidentally, he encounters this mysterious person Flint, who helps him supercharge his Pikachu. Misty even offers to lend him some of her water-type Pokemon to defeat Onix, but Ash is insistent on winning with his own Pokemon, who's all weak to rock or ground by this point. The next day, Ash comes back, but with a little bit more confidence. In the first round, Brock's Geodude quickly ends his Pidgeotto, and Pikachu revenge kills it. The battle ends with Pikachu versus Onix once again. Pikachu is frightened at the sight of Onix and starts spewing electricity everywhere, eventually starting a fire. As a result, the water sprinklers have activated, soaking and weakening Onix so badly that Ash is just one Thundershock away from victory. But Ash's conscience gets the best of him as he thinks he'd be cheating if he wins the battle in this way. So he forfeits again, but later in the afternoon, Brock chases after Ash and hands him the Boulder Badge anyways, saying that Ash's kindness towards Pokemon is what earned him the badge. Brock then decides to travel alongside Ash and leave his brothers and sisters under the care of his father, who turned out to be Flynn all along. With that, Ash makes his way to conquer the gyms of Kanto with Misty, Brock, and his Pokemon by his side. Ash and friends traverse through Mount Moon and arrive at Cerulean City, where his second gym badge awaits. The trio splits up for a bit because Brock has got some things to do, and Misty seems to be afraid with the idea of going to Cerulean City. When Ash challenges the Cerulean Gym, the leaders, aka the Cerulean Sensational Sisters, say that they no longer have enough Pokemon to battle with after getting trumped by the other Pallet Town trainers, so they just give him the badge for free. But not before Misty interrupts and declares that she's gonna battle him instead, as it's revealed that she's actually the fourth Sensational Sister of Cerulean City. The match is quite even, with Misty Staryu getting the upper hand against Ash's Butterfree, while his Pidgeotto is winning over her Starmie. Unfortunately, Team Rocket destroys the gym, postponing their match. But after Ash helps defeat Team Rocket and save the gym, Daisy decides to reward Ash with the Cascade Badge, much to Misty's disapproval. If you noticed, in this video I've been blazing through gym battle narration. That's because I made a separate series recapping and rating each of Ash's Kanto gym battles, so you should check that out after this video. With 2 badges and 3 Pokemon under his belt, Ash is persistent to earn some more badges and catch more Pokemon. When they visit the hidden village, Ash earns a respect and captures a Bulbasaur who was the protector of the village. Then one stormy night, Ash and friends stumble upon a severely weakened Charmander who was deserted by its trainer. They rush Charmander to the Pokemon Center, and when the storm clears, Ash gives Charmander a safe and loving home by adding it to his team. Next, the trio stumbles upon a rogue squad of Squirtles who were abandoned by their trainers, and now they like causing trouble and playing pranks on people. But in a chaotic fight with Team Rocket, Ash protects the leader Squirtle, eventually gaining its heart, and now Ash's 6 Pokemon team is finally complete. The catching spree doesn't end here though, because Ash randomly catches a Krabby near Bill's lighthouse. Ash is so confident that he was able to catch 7 Pokemon with only 2 badges, but he's quickly humbled and flabbergasted to find out that Gary has already caught 45 Pokemon at this point. This shows that Gary is several steps ahead of Ash, which only makes Ash strive even harder. Soon after, it's time for Ash's 3rd gym badge. He faces the lightning American Lieutenant Surge of Vermilion City, who owns a Raichu. Surge and Raichu have similar personalities, both excluding extreme confidence and loving to taunt their opponents. Surge calls Ash and Pikachu as babies, so Ash is there to prove in battle that they are not the wimps Surge thinks they are. Sadly, all of Raichu's attacks prove to be more powerful than Pikachu, as the pre-evolved electric mouse stands no chance against this evolution. Pikachu is severely injured both physically and emotionally from the battle, so in the Pokemon Center, Nurse Joy offers Ash a Thunderstone to give him the option to evolve Pikachu to Raichu. Ash is now in a predicament, as although Pikachu would technically become stronger if it evolves, it only makes Ash look like the type of trainer who will only evolve his Pokemon just to win. So he lets Pikachu decide, and the yellow mouse quickly smacks away the Thunderstone. When Pikachu has fully recovered, Ash engages in a rematch with Surge. Ash quickly realizes that he can't win by brute strength alone, so he has to use Pikachu's other skills. You see, Surge's Raichu has evolved too soon, hindering it from learning its speed boosting moves. Pikachu takes advantage of moves like Agility and Quick Attack to outspeed Raichu, and coupled with some out-of-the-box battle tactics, Pikachu snags a victory and defeats its evolution. With that, Ash is rewarded with a Thunderstone, arguably the most well-earned badge he receives in this region. Moving on, Ash and friends go on a mini vacation in one of the most luxurious ships in the world, the St. Anne. Here, Ash and friends enjoy dining on delicious meals and battling other trainers. At one point, Ash trades his Butterfree for a gentleman's Raticate, but realizing that he misses Butterfree so much, he goes on to trade it back. Then when Team Rocket attempts to steal the Pokemon in the ship, the commotion causes the ship to capsize, trapping Ash, Misty, Brock, Jessie, James, and Meowth, and their Pokemon inside. Being in a life and death situation, Ash and friends work alongside Team Rocket, eventually leading to their escape. To their surprise, they are led to a group of islands somewhere in Kanto, where some of the most bizarre adventures take place, adventures which all made us laugh, frighten, cringe, and cry. I said cry because the final episode of this arc features Ash's Butterfree falling in love with a pink Butterfree, and even if it hurts for Ash, he chooses Butterfree's happiness and lets it stay with his mate and start a family together. It is Ash's first of many Pokemon releases, so this one definitely still stings to this day. Soon after, the trio arrives at Saffron City, where Ash's 4th badge, among other things, awaits. The gym leader here is Sabrina, a creepy, mysterious girl who's gifted with psychic powers. Sabrina's probably the most OP gym leader we've ever seen in the anime, because when her Abra evolves mid-battle, it just spams Confusion and Psychic to control everything and redirects Pikachu's moves back to it. Ash loses the battle bluntly, so as per the advice of the strange man, Ash decides to visit Lavender Town and catch a Ghost-type Pokemon, which are said to be strong against Psychic types. Joke's on him because the only Ghost-type in Kanto is also weak to Psychic type though. In here, a family of Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar pull pranks on the trio, but fortunately for Ash, Haunter decides to travel with him for the time being. With Haunter by his side, Ash is confident that he could beat Sabrina this time around. But when the rematch begins, Haunter is nowhere to be found. Pikachu's still a little bit traumatized from the previous battle, so he's not really in the mood to be psychicked again. This causes Ash to back out, which only infuriates Sabrina as she punishes him by turning Misty and Brock into dolls. Good thing for Ash, the man from earlier teleports him out of danger. Later that day, Ash tries to look for Haunter, but to no avail. Ash knows that he has a really small chance to beat Sabrina, but knowing that he's the only way that he could rescue his friends, he decides to once again go for the rematch. Pikachu battles Kadabra for the second time, but Kadabra's still OP, especially now that it's got access to recover. Fortunately for Ash, Haunter appears out of nowhere, making Sabrina and even Kadabra laugh hysterically. With that, this photographer, Sabrina's father...
If you've known Sabrina ever since she was a little girl, does that mean...
So you figured it out, eh?
You must have taken her baby pictures too!
declares Sabrina unable to battle, giving Ash the win. As a result, Misty and Brock return to their normal state, and Sabrina is released from the evil spell and is now smiling and reunited with her family. That was a long, treacherous experience for Ash just for a single badge, so hopefully the next ones are going to be a little bit easier. Well, the gym battle with Erica is definitely much tamer compared to Sabrina. When Ash visits Celadon City, the gym trainers ban him from entering the gym after making remarks of how buying perfumes is a waste of money. So with the help of Team Rocket, Ash dresses up as Ashley to infiltrate the gym. However, Pikachu quickly recognizes him and destroys his disguise, but Erica still accepts Ash's challenge to a battle. It's a 3-on-3 battle where Ash uses Bulbasaur, Charmander, Pikachu against Erica's Tangela, Weepinbell, and Gloom. The battle is a rush back and forth battle between both trainers until Team Rocket interrupts the battle, causing a massive fire in the gym. Everyone sends out their water Pokemon to put out the fire, but Erica's Gloom is still trapped inside. So with utmost bravery and love for Pokemon, Ash storms into the burning gym and rescues Gloom. This is enough for Ash to earn Erica's respect as she rewards him with the Rainbow Badge. Next is Ash's gym battle against Koga. He's welcomed with a series of traps before he can battle. They do manage to come out alive, and so Ash battles Koga with his Bulbasaur, Pidgeotto, and Charmander. Once again, Team Rocket interrupts the gym for the third time now, and after dealing with Team Rocket, Ash and Koga resume their battle. This time it's just Charmander versus Golbat. This is Charmander's shining moment as it defeats Golbat with a series of fire attacks, winning Ash the Soul Badge. During this time, Ash adds a few more members to his growing team. First, he catches an ever-angry Primeape who likes to play with his hat. Sadly for Primeape fans, he is eventually left under the hands of Anthony, who promises to train him to become a true P1 champion. I don't know, I guess there's something about monkeys who like hats and leaving their trainers for some type of sport. And this is the last time we see Primeape. Next, Ash catches a Muk who is leading a group of Grimer. This Muk would go on to be a classic comic relief who loves to hug Professor Oak. Then we have the Safari Zone where Pokemon trainers seek to catch as many Pokemon that cannot be found elsewhere. It is Pokemon galore, and Ash is more than ready to catch them all and catch up to Gary. In fact, Ash catches a total of 30 Pokemon in the Safari Zone. But the catches, they're all Tauros. It's because whenever Ash tries to catch his different Pokemon, a Tauros would randomly get in the way. What is he going to do with 30 Tauros, one might ask? Well, he could open a Tauros farm or a meat shop and become rich. Or he could just leave them in Professor Oak's corral and have them run around and stampede him whenever he comes home. Can you guess which one he did? During their travels, Ash and friends find a clan of Pikachu in the middle of the forest. Ash's Pikachu joins them and bonds with them, and seeing how Pikachu is very happy with his own kind, Ash with a heavy heart decides to leave Pikachu in the forest, but of course Pikachu wants to continue his journey with Ash, solidifying their partnership for life. Now it's been a long time since Ash had a Pokemon evolve. The first and last one was Butterfree, which was before he even received his first badge. Well, the long wait is over because when the gang is trying to stop a mob of Executor, Charmander evolves into Charmeleon. And this time the sweet, fragile, and affectionate Charmander is replaced by an aggressive, temperate, arrogant Charmeleon who likes being flamethrown onto Ash's face. It's also here when it starts disobeying Ash's commands and chooses to do things on its own. In an encounter with prehistoric Pokemon, a ferocious Aerodactyl grabs Ash to the skies. Charmeleon then ignites a rivalry with Aerodactyl, but the prehistoric bird taunts Charmeleon because it couldn't battle from the ground. So out of anger, Charmeleon evolves into Charizard with the aim of saving Ash, or so he thought. Charizard actually only wanted to battle Aerodactyl. Charizard is Ash's most powerful Pokemon at this point, but sadly, he couldn't rely on it for anything because it still doesn't listen to him. During this time, Ash comes across a mysterious egg, which Brock quickly takes the egg from Ash, saying that he's going to be the one to take care of it. The egg would go on to hatch into a Togepi, but it's still undecided which of them should be its trainer. Ash, Misty, Brock, and Meowth decided to battle it out tournament style for ownership of Togepi. Ash easily wins the tournament, but Togepi still chooses Misty to be its trainer. And now I wonder what it would have been like if Ash was the one who kept Togepi. Ash is still stuck with 6 badges at this point, so it's time for him to move forward on his goal of entering the Pokémon League Championships. In Cinnabar Island, Ash seeks to claim his 7th badge from Blaine, the precarious Cinnabar Gym. Almost everything goes wrong in this battle. First, Squirtle's firefighting skills stand no chance against Ninetales, then disobedient Charizard gets disqualified from the battle after leaving the ring. And lastly, Pikachu almost falls into the lava after a hard-fought battle with Magmar, causing Ash to quit as to not risk Pikachu's life. But hey, at least we got the iconic aim at the horn scene with Pikachu and Rhydon.
Pikachu the horn!
Soon after, Team Rocket stupidly throws some freezing missiles into the volcano in an attempt to steal Blaine's Magmar. This causes the volcano to want to erupt, which could definitely lead to the end of the whole island. I mean, you've seen what happened in the Johto games, right? So Ash and friends work together alongside their Pokemon to help dam the volcano. And when everything's settled, Ash boldly asks Blaine if he could give him the badge as thanks for helping. Like, this dude got super used to getting badges out of pity that he's become entitled to it. Of course, Blaine rejects his offer and instead gives Ash the honor of a rematch. During this time, however, it's a one-on-one match between Magmar and Charizard? For whatever reason, Charizard decides to obey Ash for this battle, but only because he's being overly competitive with Magmar. Ash and Charizard's teamwork, if you want to call it that, has paid off as they come out victorious, winning Ash's 7th badge. Ash then returns to Veridian City to claim his 8th and final badge. He never realized that Veridian City actually had a gym because he was too busy arguing with Misty about her bike at that time. Here he encounters a familiar face, Gary, who's already won 10 badges at this point, which is more than the required number to enter the Pokemon League. With Ash only having 7 still, it shows that he's several steps behind Gary despite his training. When Ash enters the gym, he sees Gary and his fans lying on the ground unconscious. This is because, unbeknownst to Ash, Gary just battled Giovanni and an armored Mewtwo. If Gary stands 0 chance against Giovanni, how much worse is it going to be for Ash? Well, Ash has nothing to worry about because he won't be battling Giovanni until 4 generations later. Because when it's Ash's turn to challenge the gym, Jesse, James, and Meowth are the only ones who are tasked to defend the gym, and Ash has beaten these dudes countless times, so this battle should be a piece of cake, right? Well, not really, because Team Rocket is using some of Giovanni's Pokemon. To add more flair into the battle, the gym platforms are designed in a way where if the Pokemon gets hurt, their trainer will feel the same way too. It's like the predecessor of Ash Greninja. It isn't long until Jesse and James begin cheating and use a bunch of Pokemon at once, but in a classic way to end Ash's Kanto gym battles, Pikachu shuts them all off with Thunderbolt, winning Ash the battle. This makes Gary admit that Ash is indeed a good trainer. But as for Jessie, she refuses to give Ash his well-earned badge. Fortunately, little Togepi over here starts playing with this remote control, causing Team Rocket to blast off as the Earth badge falls right into the palm of Ash's hands. Ash is finally eligible to enter the Pokemon League Championships, but it won't be starting until 2 months from now. For the time being, Ash starts training and even manages to catch a Mr. Mime. Even though it was off screen, it's a Pokemon that would eventually become his house helper and his stepdad. And now the Pokemon League Championships finally begin. Ash, Misty, and Brock come across Mr. Charles Goodshow, the president of the Pokemon League Competition Committee. Because of Ash's spirit, the president gives the 3 of them the honor to be torch runners for this year's league, carrying Moltres' precious flame towards the stadium. The Pokemon League takes place in the Indigo Plateau, where each trainer is required to battle in each of the 4 kinds of battlefields: water, rock, ice, and grass. If they manage to win all 4 battles, then they move on to the top 16 where they battle it out in a standard battlefield to become the Pokemon League champion. Ash's first opponent is the astounding Mandy, and the battle takes place in the water field. Because of this, Ash decides to bring Krabby into the battle. This is Krabby's debut battle. It's got no experience battling with Ash before, so it's safe to say that it's going to take an extreme amount of luck if Ash wants to defeat a seasoned trainer like Mandy. Say no more because Krabby stomps Mandy's Executor despite the type disadvantage and evolves in the process. Then it would also go on to knock out both of Mandy's remaining Pokemon. Talk about beginner's luck. Ash's luck, or maybe skills, would continue as he wins the next 2 battles in the rock and ice field. Fortunately for him, Misty and Brock are also there to serve as his coaches, sometimes giving him advice on what to do during the battle. Before Ash's 4th battle, they're shocked to find out that Gary has actually been eliminated from the competition. Oh yeah, Ash and Gary are the only trainers from Pallet to have reached the Pokemon League. The other 2 trainers have quit their journey at some point. This makes Ash the sole remaining representative of Pallet in the competition. He confidently faces his final opponent, Jeanette Fisher, on the grass battlefield. Bulbasaur makes quick work of Jeanette's first 2 Pokemon, but the last one is different. It's just a Bellsprout, a super strong and agile Bellsprout that pulverizes both Bulbasaur and Pikachu like they're nothing. As the tides turn to Jeanette's favor, Ash sends out his Muk, a Pokemon he deliberately brought because he knew that poison types are strong against grass types, showing that Ash does know his type chart. And yeah, before you mention, well Luap, Bellsprout's part poison so it's not weak to Muk's attacks. Muk still resists Bellsprout's attacks, but it's actually not the type advantage that saves Ash here. Thanks to Muk's anatomy, it's able to absorb all of Bellsprout's attacks and win the battle by suffocating the poor thing till it faints. This victory advances Ash to the top 16 finale. Delia and Professor Oak visit Ash in the Indigo Plateau, and together they celebrate his accomplishment. Afterwards, Ash meets Richie, a Pokemon trainer who's kinda like him, but just a little bit more mature and level-headed. He's also got to work together to stop Team Rocket from stealing Pokemon from the league. Then as fate has it, Ash and Richie are selected to be opponents in the upcoming top 16 competition. On the day of their battle, Team Rocket uses a voice changer to sound like Richie so they could kidnap Ash. The battle is about to start, and Ash is still trying to deal with Team Rocket. He calls on Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Pikachu for help. When Team Rocket is dealt with, Ash uses Pidgeotto to fly the Team Rocket's balloon back to the stadium. At this point, Ash is already several minutes late to the battle, and he's about to be disqualified. Lucky for him, Richie begs the referee to give Ash just a little bit more time because they promise each other to make this battle their best battle yet. And spoiler alert, it actually turns out to be one of the worst ever. Ash makes his grand entrance to the stadium, but his Pokemon are not in their best shape since they just battled Team Rocket. The battle starts off with Squirtle versus Richie's Happy the Butterfree, and using OS logic, Happy is somehow declared the winner after putting Squirtle to sleep. Pikachu then comes in to revenge kill Happy. Next is Richie's Zippo the Charmeleon. It's also worth noting that all of Richie's Pokemon are also Pokemon that Ash owned at some point. Zippo makes quick work of Pikachu, who's already weakened. Now Ash is down to his final Pokemon. If he wins this match, he's going to move on to the top 8, where battles will be a full 6 on 6. It'd be awesome to see Ash battling with a full team. So knowing that all of his other Pokemon are not in good condition to battle, with a reluctant heart, Ash places all his money on Charizard. Charizard is still disobedient towards Ash, but he's definitely the strongest of them all. Charizard is doing a good job at spewing flamethrowers at Zippo, which causes Richie to switch to Sparky. But seeing the puny little Pikachu, Charizard feels that there's no point in battling it, so it just refuses to battle despite Ash's plea. With that, Richie is declared the winner, leaving Ash and the viewers upset, wondering what went wrong and what it could have been if Ash's team was in tip-top shape. Despite a shameful loss, Ash exhibits true sportsmanship and congratulates Richie on his win and wishes him the best in his upcoming battles. Ash also realizes that even if he lost, there's still a lot of things that he learned from the battle. For starters, maybe he should start training his Charizard to obey him. The next day, Ash is still curled up in his bed, still sad about the loss. Misty tries to cheer him up, saying that he should be happy for making it this far in the competition, but he just keeps on rejecting every word she says. This sparks an argument between the two, but good thing Professor Oak is there to mediate. Later, Richie is seen losing his battle against Asunta, so the two boys meet up by the lake to reflect on their losses. Ash realizes that he was being immature in dealing with his loss, and Richie points out that losing is also good for a trainer's development. Take notes, Leon. With that, both Ash and Richie decide to move forward on reaching their ultimate goal and promise each other that one day they're both going to be Pokemon Masters. The Pokemon League closes with a beautiful fireworks display, celebrating the accomplishment these trainers have achieved as well as their long, arduous journeys to get to this prestigious competition. When morning comes, Ash reiterates his dream of becoming a Pokemon Master as he reflects on the Pokemon League behind him. With a smile on his face, Ash is reminded of his family, friends, and Pokemon who love him dearly and are always there to support him. And with a bright future ahead of him, Ash returns to Pallet Town where new adventures will soon begin.